You know that feeling when you're just off, and the first thing you ask yourself is, ugh, what's wrong with me? We've all been there. But what if that's not the right question? Today, we're going to flip that script and look at a much more powerful way to think about our health.
See? This simple shift is a total game changer. It takes us out of feeling like a victim of our own bodies and puts us squarely in the driver's seat. We're about to pull back the curtain on all these invisible forces in our air, our water, and yeah, even in our own heads that could be impacting how we feel every single day. But hey, before we dive in, let's get one thing straight. This is not about freaking out and trying to overhaul your entire life overnight. It's all about this idea right here. One simple, intentional change at a time. It's about progress, not perfection. Okay? Just one small step. So here's our roadmap. First, we'll tackle the absolute basics, the air and water in your home. Then, we're going to talk about strengthening your body's frontline defenders, your skin and your gut. After that, we'll expose a couple of hidden threats. And finally, we'll look inward at the environment inside your own mind. Let's do this. All right, first up, the two things we are in contact with more than anything else all day, every day. We're talking about the air we breathe and the water we drink. These are, without a doubt, the foundations of our home environment. Now check this out. We tend to focus a lot on getting our 8 glasses of water, right? But look at the air we're taking in, a whopping 20,000 breaths every single day. And here's the kicker. The EPA has found that the air inside our homes can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than the air outside. It's kind of wild to think about. But the good news is, you can actually do something about it, and it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Seriously, just opening your windows for a few minutes every day helps flush everything out. Throw a few houseplants around, they're amazing natural filters. And if you want to level up, a good air purifier can be one of the best investments you make for your health. Okay, let's switch gears to water. Our bodies are made up of about 60% water, so the water we're drinking literally becomes us. Doesn't it make sense that we'd want to have some control over the quality of that water? Here's a super simple 4-step plan. First, find out what you're working with. Get your water tested. Second, filter it. This could be a simple pitcher, a filter on your shower head, or a whole house system. Third, and this is important, if you use a reverse osmosis system, remember to add those essential minerals back in. And finally, an easy one, stop drinking out of plastic. Switch to glass or stainless steel. All right, next up, let's talk about our body's own security detail, our frontline defenders. I'm talking about our skin on the outside and our gut on the inside. These are our 2 main barriers against all the stuff we don't want getting in. Just think about it. Your skin is your largest organ, and it's basically a giant sponge. Whatever you slather on it, lotions, soaps, makeup, it gets absorbed right into your bloodstream. And all those chemicals can wreak havoc, potentially messing with your hormones, your thyroid, and even fertility. So, what can you do? Well, you've got to become a label detective. And here's a pro tip. If you see the word fragrance on a label, that's a huge red flag. It's a legal loophole that lets companies hide tons of mystery chemicals. Honestly, the easiest way is just to find a brand you know you can trust, or have some fun with it and try making your own products. Okay, so we've covered the outer barrier. Now let's move inside, to the gut. And I think this quote just says it all. Every single time you eat, you're making a choice. You're either fueling inflammation and disease, or you're actively fighting it. It's that powerful. And this just goes to show how central your gut is to, well, everything. It's not just about digesting food. Get this, somewhere between 85 and 90% of your entire immune system lives in your gut. And about 90% of your serotonin, the happy chemical, is made there too. That's why your gut health is so incredibly important. It's literally the command center for your immunity and your mood. Okay, we've got the big stuff covered. Now let's dig a little deeper and talk about a couple of hidden stressors that could be quietly undermining your health: parasites and chemicals. Now I know when you hear the word parasites, your mind might go to some third world country, but the truth is, exposure is so common right here at home. If you have a dog or a cat, if you eat sushi, if you just like to walk barefoot in the park, chances are you've been exposed. Now usually, a strong immune system can handle these little critters just fine. But if your body is already stressed out and overloaded, that's when things can get tricky. These unwelcome guests start stealing your nutrients and creating toxic waste inside you, which can lead to all these weird, seemingly disconnected symptoms. And then there are the chemicals. Oh boy, they are everywhere. In our cleaning supplies, in the flame retardants on our couches and carpets, in our air fresheners, our candles, our laundry soap. I mean, the list goes on and on. We're facing a constant chemical barrage every day.
So how do you even begin to fight back? It's really a two-part strategy. First, you reduce what's coming in. So you ditch and switch, swap out those harsh conventional products for cleaner ones. And second, you help your body get rid of what's already there. Your lymphatic system is like your body's garbage disposal, so you've got to keep it moving with daily movement, even something as simple as lying on the floor with your legs up the wall. And finally, we're going to turn inward, because the environment that we create inside our own minds and hearts is just as important, if not more so, than our physical one. Let's talk about emotional toxicity.
Your body does not know the difference between a chemical toxin and a toxic emotion. Chronic stress, unprocessed anger, guilt, they trigger the exact same inflammatory response in your body as the physical threat. But, just like with physical toxins, there are powerful antidotes to emotional ones, like allowing yourself to rest without guilt, journaling, or practicing gratitude.
Just let that sink in for a second. It is neurologically impossible to feel worried and grateful in the exact same moment. This just shows the incredible power we have. In any given moment, we can choose to shift our focus from what's wrong to what's right, and that choice can literally change our body's chemistry. Wow. Okay, we have covered so much ground today, from the air in your house to the thoughts in your head. But you know, having all this awareness is great, but it's only half the journey. The other half is turning that knowledge into action. And this brings us right back to where we started. Remember? This is not about getting overwhelmed and trying to do everything at once. It's just about picking one thing. One small, simple, intentional step forward. Always progress over perfection. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Thinking about everything we've talked about, what is the one thing you're going to do this week? Just one. Are you going to start opening your windows in the morning? Are you going to swap out your laundry detergent? Or maybe you'll start a 5-minute gratitude journal. Whatever it is, pick one and start there. Thanks so much for being here with me today.